March. March's mini of the month is this little Tyranid. I think it's called a Neurogaunt, Neurogaunt, something like that. Yeah, cool little guy. Let's paint him up. I'm going to try and go close to the box art with this one because it's a nice kind of pink white tone, so we'll give that a go. To start off, I've undercoated it with grey cere from a rattle can, and we're going to use pallid witch flesh to base coat over all of the flesh. We're going to leave the armour plates at the minute, but all of the flesh parts at the moment. Use quite a large brush for this. Don't have to be tidy and neat at the minute, but we're going to get this and we're going to go over all the fleshy parts. Bit of water down as well, helps it flow. So after 2 coats of the pallid witch flesh, we've got a nice even base coat all across the skin, the flesh of the model. Now we're going to take some thinned down Volupus pink, but I'm going to thin it with some contrast medium. It's going to be quite thin with this. Give it a quick shake. Take a little bit of Volupus pink. Clean your brush off. And then we're going to take a nice big dollop of the medium. A couple of them. Mix it up. I think that'll do us. So we're looking at about 2 to 1 with that. And with this, we're just going to go all over the flesh. Try not to let it pull. It's going to pull in there a lot. So now that our shade has dried, we've got a nice thin shade on that. We're going to take a small dry brush. This one's not the smallest, but it's relatively small, and we're going to go back to pallid witch flesh, and give it a little dry brush. Quick mix. A small amount on your brush. Work it into your bristles. I want this very light. Now that that's done, we're going to go back to Volupus pink. I'm going to go straight out the pot with this. See how this goes. And we're not going to tidy up the armour panels, but we are just going to go straight up, Volupus pink straight out the pot onto these armour panels. So you want to be careful with this, not to get it on the flesh, the soft tissue parts. Nice even coat of Volupus pink across your armour panels. So now that I've got all the armour panels with the Volupus pink that I want, I'm going to go back again to the Pallid Witch Flesh, and we're just going to give a very, very dry, light dry brush over the armour panels. So again, same method as before, just going to get some on our brush, work it into the bristles. I probably want a lighter dry brush than we had previously. This is to go over the armour. So that's probably a bit too dark still. Probably about there. Obviously this isn't going to matter too much if you get it on the skin, but what we want is quick, ready, dirty dry brush. Now we've done that, we've got a bit of a mess. But what we can do is go over with the Volupus pink one more time. Maybe a thinned down version of this actually. So similar to what we did before. Let's get the palette out. And medium, contrast medium again. We'll do the same like we did before. So get some contrast medium on our palette first, and then we get a tiny bit of the Volupus pink. Something like that. So this is going to go on the armour panels again. This will hopefully tidy up our dry brush a bit, whilst adding a bit of depth into the recesses. Now, while that is drying, we're going to take some grey cere and I'm going to tidy up the claws, the hooves, the teeth if I'm feeling brave enough at this minute. Anywhere we don't want it pink. Doesn't need a great deal of tidying up, just neaten up that edge. So after tidying up with the grey cere, I've got the little legs of the little creature up here as well, the top half of the teeth and all the claws and bits. We're going to take some Black Templar, and we're just going to go over them with that. Very careful not to get it on your flesh. Now that the Black Templar is dry, we're going to take some graphite from graphite from AK. Just a touch of that on our palette because we don't need a lot of this. We're going to take our brush and we are going to carefully edge highlight. So we're just going to get the edge of our brush, just run it along the edge, just like that. With the teeth, just gonna carefully dot on each one as best we can, or we can do a bit of an overbrush and we can just go like that across it. With the hooves, just gonna carefully go around the bottom and a couple of stripes up. Again, around the bottom. Might look really thick, but it's on the base more than it is on the hoof. Just get in there. And then with these bits, we're just going to do the same.
You get to me once now, baby, but I'll never let you in again. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you don't believe
Something like that.
in me, don't you be like that? I will love you forever.
And if you wanted to, you could go around with pallid witch flesh, redefine some of these armor plates. Make them stand out a bit more. Yeah, you could spend a lot more time on that, but I'm quite happy with the way it looks like that. Let's do the base. So for the base, I'm going to take some Tesseract Glow and I'm just going to coat the little organic spawn, whatever it is, with Tesseract Glow. Careful not to get it on the hoof. Should perhaps tidy it up a bit first, but we're here now. Let that dry and we'll come back. Now that the Tesseract Glow has dried, I'm going to take some Plague Bearer flesh and we're going to coat over that Tesseract Glow. So now that the Plague Bearer flesh has dried, we're going to take our diorama effects, the desert sand one, same as we've done with the other two from January and February, and we're just going to apply that onto the base. Now that our basing material is dried, we're going to go back with the Plague Bearer flesh, and we're going to go all over. Focus. We're going to go all over the base, including the weird growth thing that we painted before. Where's my brush? That one.
You get to me once now, baby, but I'll never let you in again. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you only believe in me, don't you be like that? I will love you forever.
Now that that Plague Bearer flesh has dried, I'm going to take some Screaming Skull, and we're just going to dry brush lightly over all of the base. Use a small dry brush for this one. I think this is the wrong Screaming Skull. Oh no, it's okay. There's a little bit dry then. Take a little bit on our brush, work it into the bristles. And we're just going to carefully Now that that's done, we're going to take some Steel Legion drab and we're just going to rim the base. So here we have the final product. Really pleased with this one. It's coming along very nicely, very quickly. It's quite a striking effect with the pinks and the purples going on. It stands out nicely on the battlefield, I think. You could obviously base it however you want to base it. I thought the green would quite work well. I think that would work well as a spot colour as well for the weapons and things on the other Tyranid units. Yeah, hope you like this one, and we'll see you again soon.